So I wanted to go a little bit deeper into sort of who I am, what got me to this point, my purpose with this, and sort of how I came to the understanding that I do, that I have. So throughout my life, I've seen that sort of poor mental health not only impacts the individual, but it impacts the whole environment around that individual and can be damaging to sort of anybody in that space unless, they themselves have the understanding to sort of bring them out of it or find comfort within themselves, which is a big point that I get onto. But my interests through life have always been sort of perception, sort of the manipulation of it, and how it creates our reality. So when I was a kid, interested in magic, sort of the pickpocketing as well, sort of the manipulation of attention, and it was fascinating to me. Sort of deduction, like with Sherlock Holmes and stuff like that. And it's funny because I only started doing psychology at A level because physics clashed with one of my other subjects. But after that, I was always still interested in it, loved learning about sort of mindfulness and I suppose techniques for being able to bring about a mindset that is strong. So philosophy, I owe a lot to philosophy, 100%. Stoicism particularly is what I personally sort of live my life by. Is the Stoic principles of sort of being able to control your perception, being able to control your actions to it, and doing that by using your will. And I see it as my purpose to sort of introduce my understanding and to share my understanding to help others through life and the obstacles it brings, and to find comfort in the discomfort and to harness it for self-development and gaining that strength. Suffering breeds strength 100%, in the same way that vulnerability breeds confidence. Talking to a camera, very uncomfortable for me, and it's something that I'm slowly getting used to, but through doing it, I'm gaining that comfort. I'm learning how to be comfortable in this moment. So by bringing in sort of the different techniques, the different tools in the toolbox into sort of everything that I do, is something that those tools is something that I want to share. Tools grounded in psychology, neurology, and also the understanding that we've had for thousands of years before being able to research it on a very deep level through religion, philosophy, like I mentioned, and all the other belief systems that carry with them purpose and meaning and can be used to progress us in development. I have a connection and a good understanding of what I see as languages, the things that speak to us. For me, it's philosophy, psychology, sort of altered states of consciousness is a deep interest of mine, and through sort of health, wellness, and just through conversation is how I sort of experience the moment and gain a deeper relationship with it and learn how to be comfortable in it no matter the environment I find myself. So that is what is my goal to do, is to, with this, is to bring people or highlight to people the importance of understanding what the moment means to them, and being able to have the awareness and attention to be aware of it, to have the awareness of the moment, and to see the beauty of it, and to be comfortable in it. And you know, there's many techniques that I'm still learning, which, you know, I will continue to share. I feel that, you know, if something has worked for you and has given you the insight and has given you the feeling of satisfaction, bliss, peace, whatever you want to call it, then there is a chance that can be that another person can use that to help them get through something. Even though we are all individual, you know, we are all sort of still made of the same thing, like through breath work, through mindfulness, through so many different techniques. Such an interesting sort of area that I've just started learning about is a theta chamber, which is all about using light therapy, sound therapy, vestibular motion, and electromagnetic currents to put you in a theta state that is low frequency and is a deep state of sort of meditation, where the subconscious is brought into awareness itself and allows us to have a deeper understanding. My academic advisor and his partner have, from university, have the only one in the UK, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to use it, and it's something that I would definitely share through this means, but helping people through that is my goal with this. You know, I definitely want to be a therapist. My main goal is to allow people the space to work it out for themselves with the guidance that can be beneficial. Everybody wants something different different people want different things from therapy, but I found in my own experience that my calm energy allows people to open up from a space where they don't feel like they're going to be judged, and they feel like they're going to be listened to and understood. And that's what I want to give, which is why it's weird doing this, because the person-to-person connection is so important to me, but I see this as a way of sort of reaching out and connecting with the most amount of people. And you know, that is what I want to do at the end of the day, is to connect with people and to bring them to the moment and share the beauty of it, and to thrive in it. But yeah, as I said, people have different languages, and sort of tapping into these different languages and understanding it is at the heart of it. But for me, so what, you know, a lot of what I would talk about is sort of how I have realized it through my interests, such as philosophy, psychology, sport. I love MMA, and I can see how it is so important for gaining that confidence and learning how to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. When you've got somebody there that's trying to impose their will, having the being able to sort of bring yourself back to sort of the parasympathetic state where you have clarity and are able to get into the flow state, that is where the best work comes. And I can see it when I'm watching a fight, which fighter is in it and which one is, he's elsewhere. His awareness is not in the fight. As well as F1, when you're, I can't imagine the strain that there is and the discomfort of driving a car for over 100 miles an hour, at least for over an hour and a half, having to have that attention there for so long is incredible. But also, so another sort of area for me is altered states of consciousness. So again, putting the brain under strain and finding comfort in that strain. And that is sort of the underlying sort of theme of what I believe is that self-development comes from putting yourself in the discomfort and giving you the opportunity to develop your perception and to see discomfort as an opportunity to build strength instead of just relishing it and being a victim of it. And people who experience, the hardest thing you've ever done is the hardest thing you've ever done. Many people go through a lot worse. I'm not saying that I've suffered a great deal of hardships. I'm very grateful for the life that I've had, but I have experienced what I see as hardships. So in the same way that everybody else does, and that's how I've gained my understanding, and that is how I've gained my strength is by being present within these and taking the time to reflect on them and to understand them and to inform how I want to go about things. And as well, as I mentioned, like the gym, training, like any sort of training, sports training, bodybuilding, sauna, steam room, cold therapy, it's all sort of opening yourself up to discomfort to build that strength. So I think that's sort of a deeper sort of dive into my understanding and sort of what I see my purpose with this, and the value that I aim to give to other people is sort of my understanding, and I hope that does bring value to people. And then as well as this, I love talking about this, the moment. I love talking about the moment and feeling it and being in it and sort of seeing how other people have come to understand it for themselves, and learning their language that they've sort of understood it through, and bringing that through sort of podcasts. And I know everybody's got a podcast these days, but I think it's so good to sort of share your understanding. And I aim to bring onto here sort of people who share this understanding and share this connection to what life is. It's what's right in front of you and how you feel about it, and learning myself, but also allowing everybody else to learn from the same conversation. Like, the conversations that I have with people that I see as like-minded, they're so insightful that it can't just be kept in that room, you know, it has to be shared. So that is what I aim to do with this, is to broaden or to introduce people to different languages, different techniques, different insights, all about embodying the present moment and feeling it and being optimistic in it and feeling the sort of beauty of it and being aware of it. So that is my goal, and if this is something that interests you, then, you know, do all the things that, you know, have to do to sort of stay in touch with the journey. Subscribe, like, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's me.